What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Evil Demon Slayers Season 3. This is actually going to be two-episode reviews for two episodes, which is episode 7 and 8.
It was actually, no, it's 6 and 7.
Yeah, sorry, 6 and 7. So we're doing this because I was not around when they came out, or I wasn't able to do the reviews for various reasons, so we're doing them now. So we just figured we'd do both the episodes. So with me as always I have Bluespade.
So yeah, the last episode we left off on was Tanjiro realizing Genya has turned into a demon, and we were wondering like how he could really do that. So the episode starts us off at that point in which Tanjiro also realizes Genya still has a human conscious, in which Genya, still has the same same personality as he had before. Unlike Nezuko, who's basically just mute for the most part, Genya is just is pretty much very well aware of what he's doing and still retains his old memories as well.
Yeah. So it pretty much just picks up there, and we kind of we have Tanjiro he was chasing after what was that one demon? It was the one that's afraid, I guess, or
it's
what do you call that one?
I can't. I
don't
mean,
know if it has a proper name.
I still call him the Upper Four Demon. I can't remember his name
because they're separated by emotions, I guess. There's fear, or I guess fear, joy, anger.
I think it was joy, anger, pleasure, and sorrow. So those are the four. But I don't know what the fifth one is. But
I guess the small one would be fear, because it's always afraid, running away.
Yeah, I mean, Tanjiro realizes that this fifth version of the demon might be the main one. So he goes to try to, he tells Genya to go after this little demon, and of course, pretty much the majority of the sixth episode is just Genya trying to, try to find this little demon, and eventually he does. But no matter what he tries, his sword breaks while trying to behead the thing, and he tries shooting at it with his shotgun, but it doesn't work. So apparently, despite his size, he's very durable for whatever reason. But eventually it gets to the point where I think it was the rage demon catches up to Genya. Eventually, I guess supposedly he was about to kill him, and then Genya just starts reminiscing of his childhood with his older brother. I think it was keep forgetting his name. I forgot his name. His brother is one of the Hashira.
Yeah. Yeah, they kind of briefly go into a flashback here. They go into it a lot more in the next episode, where they reveal more about his relationship with his brother.
Yeah, and of course his Genya's desire of wanting to obtain the rank of Hashira is because of his brother being a Hashira in the first place, but also because he wants to avenge his family as well. So we get to learn more about Genya's childhood, that his family was constantly being abused by their father, who was eventually, I guess their father was eventually killed due to some kind of dispute. So one night, Genya and his brother are wondering what happened to their mother. So Genya's brother goes out to look for their mother. So shortly afterwards, Genya and his remaining siblings overhear that. So once Genya and his siblings find that their mother or somebody else arrives, Genya's siblings go up to the door, but unfortunately they all get slaughtered all at once. And we also find out how Genya got his scar in the first place.
Yeah. Well, they also reveal that I think that at first Genya doesn't know what the demon was or who the demon was that attacked them. But then it's eventually revealed, I think, that it was their mother that was possessed, or that had become a demon, and slaughtered his brothers.
Yeah, and of course, Genya catches up to his brother. Of course, they see, their mother on the ground, apparently being dissolved from the sunlight, and this, of course, causes Genya to, I guess, just to go into, go into denial, like accusing his brother of murdering, their own mother, even though he kind of knows the fact that their mother turned into a demon at the time.
Yeah. It's funny how it seems like there is some like similarities between like his backstory and Tanjiro's. It's just a little bit different, I guess. Like how they both had their families like, killed by a demon, and how it seems like there is maybe some, I guess, they're one of their family member. Well, I guess in this case, it's him. He himself is also like maybe like half demon or something.
Yeah, I mean, we still don't know. Even up to the next episode, we still don't know how Genya can turn into a demon.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I did notice that. If you remember when we first saw him again, he's been pulling out his teeth. So unless he, like, I don't know if Tanjiro really, and I've noticed that he still had all his teeth even after he extracted one of them. So, soon afterward, I mean, as soon as Genya is about to be impaled by the rage demon, Tanjiro comes in to save him at the last minute. So Genya instead tells Tanjiro to go after the fifth demon himself. So this transitions into the next episode, where Tanjiro is able to use his Hinokami Kagura with with Nezuko's blood demon art combined to apparently behead the little guy. But unfortunately, Tanjiro notices like another demon behind him, and he realizes that it's pretty much all the other, what was that? I think it was the other 4 demons combined into one, turning into, supposedly it's called the hatred demon now.
Yeah. Yeah, I find it kind of interesting how they can just combine like that and form like one, I guess, more powerful being.
Yeah, and supposedly like this version of the demon has some kind of, I don't know, high and mighty view of things, saying that why Tanjiro would go after like this, a defenseless version of himself. But Tanjiro, of course, retorts back, saying that demons like him, attack innocent people like on a daily basis. But of course, it goes into a back and forth arguing with each other, like who's in the right. But of course, Tanjiro, decides to go after the hatred demon at this point. So then we transition back into what was it? Tokito? What was it?
I think so.
Yeah, because the last time we saw him, he got trapped by one of the pot demon's abilities, in which he's basically trapped in like a bubble of water, which he can't get out of, despite his breathing abilities. But of course, in him being underwater, technically, he can't do any breathing abilities as much. So pretty much like the pot demon eventually goes into the shed and finds what was it? Tanjiro's personal bladesmith. Basically just working on, I think it was the same centuries old blade that he found underneath what was it, the that doll that Tanjiro fought several episodes prior.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's the pot demon, he's trying to get to the swordsmith. We also kind of get some of, I guess, Tokito's backstory as well, but not really too much of it. It's just kind of different. It just sees random flashbacks of him as a child. But they don't really go into it as much as they did with Genya.
Yeah. Apparently, he remembers this one person, which Tanjiro reminds him of. Apparently, sort of the same personality of sorts, but we don't really get to see much of that afterwards. So we shift back into the shed. I think, what was it? If I can remember, I'm trying to look up the guy's name. It's like, his name is so long. Hagana Zuka.
Oh
So,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so he's the guy with, of course, the silly looking mask, but he's too focused on repairing this sword that the pot demon is apparently like, is of course angry that he's not being paid attention to. So apparently this pot demon's weakness is of course he has like this narcissistic personalities on wanting attention more than anything. So I guess it's possible, that could be a major weakness that Tokito could take advantage of.
Yeah. I should mention too, we finally get to actually see the Hanazuka's face too, which was kind of interesting. I thought it'd probably be like a running gag that we never saw what he looks like.
Yeah, I mean, well, of course, it's a bit surprising, like, that we get to see see the guy's face. I mean, many fans in the Demon Slayer community are surprised, like how the guy really looked.
Yeah,
behind the
I wasn't really expecting that.
Yeah, but of course, even after that, despite the numerous amount of attacks he sustains, he still it still doesn't distract him from the amount of work he's doing in repairing the sword.
Yeah, yeah, and of course, meanwhile, Tokito is just basically like drowning in this bubble he's been trapped, or in this, like, I guess, bubble water pot thing he was trapped inside of. And he tries various ways to get out, but nothing really seems to work. Nothing really seems to work. I mean, he tries different breathing techniques to try to escape, but that doesn't really work either.
Yeah. Eventually, Kotetsu arrives to try to help Tokito out from this water bubble, but unfortunately, he's attacked by this small-looking fish crab demon who apparently stabs him in the abdomen. So, I guess I guess in a desperate attempt, like Kotetsu blows like air bubbles into this water bubble, or this water thing, and eventually like Togito uses it to an advantage to, I guess, form one more attack to successfully break free from it, and that's where the episode ends from there.
Yeah, I thought these past two episodes were pretty good. I did like how they actually do kind of go into Genya's backstory and sort of flesh him out as a character, but of course we still have questions about how he sort of has these demon abilities. It's possible it could have something to do with what happened to his mother, I guess. Maybe it somehow got to him, I don't know.
But what doesn't make any sense is we've seen,
yeah,
in like the first time we saw him back in season 1, he was alive in the sunlight, so there'd be no reason for him to be a demon at that point, unless it happened sometime.
Yeah, I suppose true. It could have been something that happened in between that time and then the events of season 3.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll have to get an answer from him, or get some kind of explanation of how he has this, or how he became a demon in the first place. Rather if it's something that he, like you said, he got sometime in between seasons. Well, I think maybe during the events of season 2, maybe we're just not sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't really have too much else to say about it. I don't know if you have anything else to say. I mean, animation-wise, it looks great, of course, as usual.
Oh yeah, one more thing about the animation. There is that little CG sequence with the hatred demon, with the 5 CG dragon heads.
Yeah, we have that, and then of course we have the CG with the fish creatures, which it doesn't. I'll be honest, it doesn't look great, but it's not the worst I've ever seen.
I mean, it still transitions very well. Like that whole the hatred demons, CG dragons. It does still mesh well with Tanjiro's character animation.
It doesn't look out of place necessarily. Like I thought that looked better than some of the fish creatures, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, what I still like about Ufotable's use of of CG is that still it still manages to blend well with the environment, especially with with the amount of shading and the darkness that they put in into these CG characters or these CG designs. Because if I'm not sure like what would happen if it was during daytime, but I think most of the stuff they do it was is mainly in the darkness. Same like with all the other stuff like we see in Fate Stay Night as well.
Yeah, that probably does help with the CG not standing out too much. But yeah, I don't really don't have too much else to say about it. I think it's been fairly decent so far. I don't really have too many complaints. I just kind of hope we get some more progression with the plot, or maybe some more reveals as to why we see these flashbacks or these visions that Tanjiro has been having of these like maybe I guess his ancestors or something, and then what the deal is with I think with Tokito meeting this person that kind of resembles him a little bit. I'm kind of curious about that.
Yeah. I'm still curious of like how many episodes this season has, because
if they don't have an official like episode count yet.
Yeah, I mean I do remember that the last season was about 11 episodes, if you're not counting the Mugen Train episodic adaptation. So I mean, it's possible they could be close to the end of this arc already. I mean, I'd be a little bit surprised if they had more episodes, but it doesn't seem like they're gonna go beyond this particular arc once it's over.
Yeah, probably not. I guess it depends on how long this arc is gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, guys. So that all being said, until next time, we will see you all later.